Did Selena just drop a message nobody expected? When she posted that throwback photo with Justin, the internet didn't just react. It exploded. Shock, confusion, hope, and heartbreak all collided at once. A single image with no caption was enough to dominate the conversation online. But the silence around it made it even more powerful. Was it a trip down memory lane, a subtle signal, or something much bigger? Just 2 weeks ago, Selena Gomez uploaded that old picture of her and Justin Bieber. At first glance, it looked innocent. Just a memory. But within minutes, her comment section turned into chaos. Some fans swore it was a sign of reconciliation. Others accused her of reopening old wounds. And by nightfall, Twitter threads were flooded with theories dissecting every detail, from the timing of the post to the look in her eyes. And here's why this shook people so deeply. Selena and Justin weren't just a couple, they were a phenomenon. For almost a decade, their on-again, off-again love story was one of pop culture's most followed sagas. They even had a name, Jelena, proof that their relationship was bigger than themselves. When it finally ended in 2018, it felt like a series finale. But as history shows, any hint of them still has the power to reignite that story. We've seen this before. Justin once posted an ATV photo with Selena, captioned, "Just a throwback, calm down." But no one calmed down. Later, he dropped another picture of them kissing with the single word, "feels," and the internet went into meltdown. Those posts created cycles of hope, pain, and endless debate. So, when Selena herself chose to bring back a moment from their past, fans couldn't help but wonder if it meant more. But this time feels different. Selena isn't the heartbroken teenager anymore. She's an award-winning actress, a chart-topping musician, the founder of Rare Beauty, and one of the most followed women on Instagram. She has built her image around strength and growth, which is why posting this photo without a single word raises the question, was it closure, strategy, or vulnerability? Fan reactions split instantly. "This is the sign we've been waiting for," some cheered. Others fired back with, "Let her move on. Stop dragging her back into Jelena." And then there were those who saw it as something bigger, Selena taking control of her story. After all, if she's the one posting the photo, it's no longer a weapon the media can use against her. It becomes her choice, her narrative. Still, the timing couldn't be ignored. Selena has upcoming projects, and in pop culture, nostalgia is one of the strongest tools for engagement. Some entertainment outlets called the post genius strategy. Others claimed it was personal, a sign she has healed enough to embrace her past without pain. But whatever the motive, it worked. Selena trended across every major platform within hours, pulling in millions of views and sparking one of the loudest celebrity debates of the year. What complicates everything is Justin's silence. No reaction, no acknowledgement. And that silence has created its own storm. Fans are analyzing his likes, his posts, even his absences. Is he ignoring it for the sake of his marriage? Or is he quietly letting the world spin while he watches from a distance? Every minute he says nothing, the speculation grows louder. And the theories? They're endless. Some believe it hints at a possible collaboration. Others say it's pure nostalgia, Selena proving she's finally at peace. Then there are those who insist it's a calculated distraction, perfectly timed to dominate headlines before her next big release. Each possibility fuels the frenzy, spreading across TikTok edits, Instagram reels, and Twitter threads. Of course, posting anything tied to Jelena stirs up comparisons. Fans immediately pulled Justin's marriage into the spotlight, wondering how this sudden flood of nostalgia might affect his current life. Some even suggested Selena knew exactly what kind of drama she was unleashing. After all, she's lived in this spotlight long enough to predict the reaction. And maybe that's exactly the point, to show that she's in charge, not the narrative. But the risk is obvious. Selena has worked for years to shed the label of Justin's ex and establish herself as a powerhouse in her own right. If people let this post overshadow her present success, it could drag her back into a story she's already outgrown. Still, others argue it only makes her more relatable, reminding the world she's human, unafraid to show that the past is part of who she is. Meanwhile, fan communities are in overdrive. Old Jelena edits are resurfacing. New fan pages are popping up. Younger fans who weren't even around during the original era are now discovering the frenzy. It feels like a cultural revival, like a ghost of the past has been reawakened. So where does this go from here? Selena could clear the air, call it just a memory, and move on. She could stay silent, letting the mystery keep people talking. Or she could flip the script completely, tie it to new music, a documentary, or a project that uses this moment as fuel. The unpredictability is what keeps everyone glued to their screens. At the end of the day, Selena proved once again just how much influence she holds. With one picture, no words, and perfect timing, she pulled the entire entertainment industry back into her orbit. Whether you see it as nostalgia, closure, or strategy, it was a masterclass in power. And the big question remains, was this just a memory? Or the start of something bigger? But here's the twist. This isn't just about Selena dropping a photo, it's about the ripple effect that photo created. Overnight, conversations that had been quiet for years came roaring back. People who once called themselves Jelena fans resurfaced, while others rushed to defend Hailey, saying Selena knew exactly the kind of storm she was stirring. It's almost like the photo reopened an old wound the internet never fully healed from. And this is where things get complicated. Hailey Bieber has built her own identity since marrying Justin, carving a space with Rhode skincare, high-profile campaigns, and her role as a mother. But no matter how far she moves forward, moments like this throw her right back into comparisons with Selena. Suddenly, it's not just about Hailey as a businesswoman or public figure, it's about whether she still lives in the shadow of Justin's past. And fans online aren't exactly gentle about it. Some are already flooding Hailey's comments with cryptic remarks, tagging Selena's photo and reviving old debates about who Justin truly belongs with. It's messy and it's brutal, because in the court of public opinion, even silence feels like a statement. Hailey hasn't addressed the throwback at all, but that silence is being read in 100 different ways. Is it strength? Is it discomfort? Or is it her way of saying she won't give the drama more oxygen? Meanwhile, entertainment insiders are weighing in, calling this moment a pressure test for all three of them, Selena, Justin, and Hailey. Because in celebrity culture, these aren't just personal choices, they're public power plays. And the question isn't just what the photo means, but what comes next. For Justin, this photo drop couldn't have come at a worse time. His marriage with Hailey has already been under a microscope, with whispers of tension, cryptic posts, and emotional distance fueling endless speculation. And now, Selena's throwback is like pouring gasoline on a fire that was already burning. Even though Justin hasn't said a word, his silence has become its own storyline. Fans are dissecting his body language at recent events, his lack of response online, and even the lyrics from his latest album, trying to decode if he's still haunted by the past. Some fans are convinced the photo rattled him, that seeing an old memory resurface reminded him of feelings he never fully buried. Others argue he's purposely staying quiet, knowing that even one reaction could blow up into a media storm that overshadows his music and his family. But no matter what side you fall on, one thing is undeniable. Justin is once again at the center of a love triangle narrative he spent years trying to escape. The fan wars are even louder. On one side, Jelena shippers are back in full force, declaring that the throwback proves their story isn't over. On the other, Hailey supporters are furious, claiming Selena knew her post would stir up unnecessary drama. And caught in the middle are those who just want to see Justin focus on his music and mental health without being dragged back into old battles. But here's the kicker. The media knows exactly how powerful this storyline is. Headlines are already spinning out of control. Selena versus Hailey, round 2. Justin stuck between past and present. The throwback that broke the internet. It's clickbait gold. And once again, Justin's personal life is being packaged and sold like a global soap opera. For Hailey, Selena's post isn't just an old memory resurfacing, it's a nightmare come to life. She spent years battling comparisons, trolls, and rumors that paint her as the woman who came after Justin's great love story with Selena. And just when she seemed to be carving out her own identity as a mother, businesswoman, and brand owner, one throwback photo pulled her right back into the crossfire. Her skincare empire, Rhode, thrives on clean, polished branding, but the internet doesn't separate her professional life from her personal one. The moment Selena's photo went live, Hailey's name began trending too, not because of her products, but because of the old triangle narrative. For a brand built on relatability and calm aesthetics, this kind of chaos is the last thing she wants. Insiders claim Hailey was blindsided by the post, frustrated that her marriage is once again being dragged into public debate without her say. She's reportedly worried about how the speculation affects not just her image, but her son as well. After all, every headline that screams Justin and Selena indirectly undermines the stability she's trying to project as a wife and mother. Fans are split here too. Some sympathize with her, pointing out how exhausting it must be to constantly live in Selena's shadow. Others accuse her of insecurity, saying Selena has every right to post her own memories. But no matter which way you look at it, Hailey is in the hot seat again, forced to manage not only her marriage, but also her public perception in an industry where narratives can make or break careers. The media wasted no time turning Selena's throwback into the story of the week. Headlines exploded with every possible angle. Selena still loves Justin? Hailey's worst nightmare. And was this just a PR stunt? Talk shows, gossip blogs, and even mainstream outlets are dissecting the move like it was a political scandal instead of a single Instagram post. And with every headline, new theories keep pouring in. Some journalists argue that it was nothing more than nostalgia, a harmless look back at her past. Others insist it was calculated, a carefully timed move to dominate the spotlight ahead of her next project. After all, Selena's team knows the power of Jelena nostalgia, and if anyone understands how to spark a viral storm, it's her. But the theories don't stop there. A darker one suggests it might have been a subtle message, not to Justin, but to Hailey. Fans who've long fueled the rivalry claim Selena's silence, paired with the photo, was a way of reminding everyone that she will always be part of Justin's history, no matter what. Then there's the PR angle, that it's a distraction from other Hollywood controversies, shifting the focus back onto her with one simple post. And yet, another group of fans takes the opposite view, that this is about healing, that by sharing the photo without context, Selena was reclaiming her story, proving she can face the past without fear. To them, it's not about Justin at all, but about closure. The beauty and the chaos of the internet is that nobody agrees. Every theory fuels another, and the debate itself keeps Selena trending. It's not just about what the post means anymore, it's about why she did it, why now, and what it could lead to next. For Justin, the silence is deafening. Every day he doesn't comment on Selena's throwback, fans read more into it. Some say he's protecting Hailey and refusing to fuel old flames. Others whisper that he's quietly shaken, reliving memories he thought he'd buried. His marriage is now being dissected in real time, with people asking if Selena's post could reopen wounds that never fully healed. For Hailey, the pressure is worse. Every tabloid headline connects her back to Selena, like she can't escape the shadow of that past love story. Comment sections under her own posts are filled with comparisons, questions, and even cruel speculation about how she must be feeling seeing the internet revive Jelena all over again. For someone who's worked hard to define herself through her brand, her business, and her new role as a mother, this is the kind of attention she never wanted. And then there's Selena, sitting at the center of it all. To her supporters, this moment is a reminder of her strength, that she can face her history and still stand tall as a woman who has built her own empire. To critics, it's a dangerous step backward, a move that risks being defined once again by a relationship that ended years ago. But whether you see it as nostalgia, strategy, or closure, one thing is certain: the throwback has changed the conversation. It blurred the line between past and present, personal memory, and public drama. And the fallout is still unfolding, not just for Selena and Justin, but for Hailey too. So what happens now? Fans and insiders are throwing out wild predictions, and honestly, any of them could be true. Some believe this throwback is just the start, that Selena might be teasing a new era of music built on themes of memory, closure, and love lost. If she follows it with a single or even an album, the buzz from this one post could carry her right back to the top of the charts. Others think Justin won't be able to stay silent forever. Whether it's in an interview, a cryptic lyric, or a carefully worded social media post, many believe he'll eventually have to address the ripple effects of Selena's move. And if he does, the internet will explode all over again. As for Hailey, the predictions are divided. Some say she'll clap back in her own subtle way. Maybe a photo shoot, maybe a quote in an upcoming interview, or even just an indirect caption that reminds the world she's standing firm. Others think she'll take the opposite approach, pulling back completely to avoid adding fuel to the fire. No matter what direction it goes, one thing is obvious: this isn't just about a picture anymore. It's about three people whose lives have been entangled for more than a decade, and how one quiet reminder of the past can shake everything in the present. At the end of the day, one photo turned into a storm that nobody saw coming. Whether it was nostalgia, strategy, or something deeply personal, Selena reminded the world of the influence she holds with just a single click. Fans are divided, the industry is buzzing, and Justin's silence only makes the mystery louder. What happens next? That's the part nobody can predict. But one thing is certain, this story is far from over. And as always, the internet will be watching, dissecting, and waiting for the next move. So what do you think? Was this post a message of peace, a spark of old flames, or simply Selena taking control of her own story? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next twist in this roller coaster.